Next, we are going to find out the coefficient of kinetic friction between the same two surfaces. The process to find the kinetic friction is similar. We place the box on the incline and slowly tilt the incline until the box slides down the plane. This time, however, as we tilt the incline, we tap the box softly to get it moving. Initially, even after we get the box started, it'll soon stop due to the friction, kinetic friction. But as we increase the angle of inclination, at some point, once started, it will just keep sliding down at a constant rate. At this point, the downward force in the box along the ramp is just enough to overcome the force of kinetic friction acting on it. If that happens at angle phi, we can find the coefficient of kinetic friction using mu sub k equals tan phi. We repeat the experiment several times, record the data, and finally calculate the average value of the angle phi, which turns out to be 22.5 degrees. Using phi equals 22.5 degrees, the coefficient of kinetic friction between wood and felt is found to be 0.41. In this lab, we have learned how to determine the coefficient of static and kinetic friction between two surfaces by using an incline and measuring the critical angle. Now, it's your turn to complete your experiment. As part of your experiment, you'll have to determine the coefficient of static and the kinetic friction between two surfaces we choose. For that purpose, you can have two cardboard boxes, which will give you the coefficient of friction between cardboard and cardboard. Next, use a different side of the top box. This side has a much smaller surface area. Do you think the coefficient should change? Repeat the experiments to find out. Finally, fill up the inside of one of the boxes so that the box is much heavier now. Do you think the coefficient should change? Repeat the experiments to find out. For this lab activity, you will complete the following tasks. Find the coefficient of friction. Determine whether the coefficients depend on the surface area. Determine whether the coefficients depend on how heavy the objects are. Make sure to read the instructions on how to report your findings to the instructor.